Hey, what's up, folks? Tim Turner with Champaign Central High School. I'm here with Coach Charles Watkins. We are here for Chief Pigskin's February live stream. Chief Pigskin salute to Black History Month, where we're here to recognize, socialize, and energize. We've got a lot of black coaches on. We're going to just hang out, do a little bit of talking. Today's event is sponsored by the QB School. Download a free guide to learn how pros watch film, what they look for, and why it is a single most important skill a football player can learn at the QB School. Also look them up at YouTube on YouTube at the QB School, on Twitter at the QB School. Guys, you're gonna have to I have to apologize to you. This is my first time live, so it's going to be a little bit getting this thing going. I've got Coach Charles Watkins here with me. Coach Watkins is the defensive coordinator at Concordia over in Chicago. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Coach T. Man, thanks for allowing me to be on as your co-host. Super excited. Thankful for Chief Pigskin for putting this platform on for us this month. I think we got a good guest on today, a guy that knows football, a guy that's been my dear friend that I met over quarantine. We got a lot closer. So super excited to talk ball, get to know you, get to know him a little more, and hopefully our guests and our listeners have a good time.
Awesome. Chief Pigskin is always putting out new content. So the new videos that were added to the clinic just recently are the jet and complimentary plays by Dan Hughes of Sioux Valley High School in South Dakota, and also the video called Nuts, a 20 personnel package by, I'm gonna chop this name up, Ken Vogdale out of Sioux Valley in South Dakota as well. Allball was out there this past weekend, Coach, and I don't know if you saw it. I looked at a few of those pictures he had on, the social media, and man, it looks cold out there. I'm like, I'm glad I'm here and not out there where he's at,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's cold in Illinois, let alone how cold it might be out there in South Dakota,
Have you guys, how's the high school down there? Are you guys able to practice? I know basketball is kicking off, right?
Yeah, basketball just started. Actually, they started this week. They've got their season will kick off, and here in Illinois, it's going to kind of overlap a little bit. We're going to end up with about 10 days where basketball is still going, and then we're starting. We start March 3rd. So okay. I'm looking forward to it. I know the kids are looking forward to it. It'll be a quick little season, but I think it'll be something that guys are able to get in and play some football. And we'll get to learn some of these young kids. My team this year is a bunch of young guys, so I'm looking forward to learning this team a little bit, How about you guys, Coach? What are you guys up to these days? I know, were you able to play this past season?
No, so we didn't play this fall. We was able to practice. We are just like the high school. Our season got moved to the spring. Right now, I think we're guaranteed three or four games right now. We get started March 1st, where we can start practice. Then our first game is March 20th. So our guys are super excited. They're working out right now. They're getting after it in the weight room. We'll crank out meetings here very soon. And it's exciting. Like you said, a lot of guys, they've been waiting for this opportunity. They've been waiting to play. I'm excited about the high school kids. This is something that they need, especially during this time. Just for something positive to look forward to. So I'm happy that we're trending in the right direction. Because it benefits those seniors, and it also benefits those young guys as well. So, who we got there in the chat? We got any?
We got a couple guys in the chat. I'm looking at Larry Allball, Pops Allball, who has always been he's always great. We also got the black teacher. I think that is actually a football coach that I coached with a couple of years, Jamal Matuka, who served as my defensive coordinator last year, been a real good guy, and really knows the game. Those are the only ones we got on now. Guys, as you come in, check in, let us know who you are, let us know where you're from, and we'll shout you out a little bit. Again, guys, we're just here to hang out, have a little bit of fun, talk a little bit of ball. Before I bring Coach in, just want to talk a little bit about Chief Pigskin. When you get a chance, guys, again, Chief Pigskin Clinic is doing huge things. If you want to check out, see what we've been up to, check us out on chiefpigskin.com or store.chiefpigskin.com. New content coming just about every week, and I'm telling you, it's outstanding stuff. And for those of you that rock with us, you guys know, so just keep doing that, and we'll continue to put out good content. So, Coach, today's guest, we've got Lamont Butler. And Lamont is the head football coach at Trinity International University. How do you know him? You said you met him during this quarantine?
Yeah, so I always heard about him, right? Because we recruit similar kids. We met each other a few times at a camp. Just recruiting. And then over quarantine, I reached out to him. Just wanted to network, wanted to get to know him. I know he was
Right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead.
Our relationship just grew for
Sure. All right. Well, I'm gonna bring Coach in here, and we can get started having this little chat a little bit again. We're just gonna hang out, kick it, watch a little bit, talk a little bit of football. Let's get Coach on in here. We'll see what's happening here.
There he is. He got us muted. Coach Butler,
Right.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Hey,
Coach
man.
Butler.
What's
Be
good?
like, man.
What's good? I got
Look
my
at
hat
it. Still
on.
in the
The
office.
haircut.
Still in the office.
You said what?
I say you still in the office, man.
So listen, if I don't be in the office when I do this, I go home. My son gonna be all over me. We're gonna, so it wouldn't, I told the wife had to work a little bit later today so I can hang out with you guys.
Right. Well, I appreciate I appreciate you, Coach. It sounds like you and Coach Watkins know each other.
Yeah,
I don't know you real well. I'm Coach Turner. I'm the head football coach down at Champaign Central High School.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Now I'm from California, San Diego, California originally. So I coached out here in 2012, like restricted earnings GA. I went back. My wife made me go back because she was like, I wasn't making no money here the first time I came, and then I got back out here full time in 2016. So I just been, coaching out here for about, for 4 seasons now. I went to Sacramento State, so I played there for a few years, and then I started coaching high school ball, and then made the jump to college.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, Coach, like I've been saying, we're just gonna kick it a little bit. We got a couple questions we want to ask you. We want to talk a little bit of ball and just kind of get to know you a little bit.
Yep.
So I guess I'll be the one to kick off the questions. First question I got, and it's a hard one, Coach, so you're gonna have to really think through it, okay? All right. Michael Jackson or Prince? Yeah.
I grew up on Michael.
You didn't know this question was gonna be hard, did you?
I grew up on Michael Jackson. I got to go Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, were you a Prince fan at all, or just all Michael Jackson?
I like Prince. I think if we're talking about, man, I can't even say that because I was gonna say we're talking about performing. I mean, MJ got it, but then Prince.
Right.
Prince on another level too. But I think MJ edges Prince out because MJ. He got people fainting in wheelchairs at his concert. So.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
And that's way before my time, man. You
before your time. Wow.
It's this might date me, but Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown.
What? Hold on. Coach, you can't even be a part of this conversation saying Chris Brown.
How old are you, Coach Watkins?
I'll be 30 this year.
Wow.
Oh,
You're like
okay.
the tail end of Michael Jackson.
Man.
What's it? My Red Corvette. What's the song?
Little Red Corvette. That's Prince, though.
All right. So the Dream. He got that song on his album, Fast Car.
Yeah.
Sample Prince.
Yeah. All right. So we got some guys in the chat line. Just want to see if any of you guys, what's your guys' take on it? Michael Jackson or Prince? And if you don't know, my goodness, you better ask somebody.
Man, Chris Brown was hot when I was in high school. Man.
So
Chris.
Coach, just for the viewers, I know we had you on before. So thank you again for coming back and doing this with us. What sold you on coming to the Midwest? You know, you're a West Coast guy. That's still a little different now. But what was the deciding factor or factors that brought you to the Midwest?
Just the opportunity to coach college ball. You know, after I finished playing, had wanted to coach and get into it. You know, back when I was playing, you know, they only had the 2 GA positions, and both of those were filled, and I didn't know anybody. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go back home and, you know, start coaching college ball. And I knew nothing about college football after I got done playing. I'm talking about coaching it with the, you know, it's not what you know, is, you know, it's who you know and who knows you and all that. I was sending out a resume or hundreds of resumes every day. You know, you go on Football Scoop, you see all the jobs and stuff. Nothing, wasn't getting no hits or anything like that. And then just so lucked up that, you know, Kirk Ware, who was the head coach here, he was looking for a GA. This is like last second. I'm talking about, I got called. He hit the head coach he hit up the head coach I was working for on a Friday afternoon. He and I were we had just got out of a clinic, and we were talking about our playbook that we were getting ready to install for camp that was coming up. And that head coach had texted him, and he and we had a conversation. He knew I wanted to coach college football. And it was, you know, I think August 1st was the date that I was like, all right, I'm not going to look for a college job anymore. I'm not going to pursue it. You know, I'm locked into this high school season. And I think it was like July 28th or July 29th where the coach reached out to him. He texted him, hey, you got anybody that, you know, is trying to get into college ball? We got a restricted earnings position open. And he showed me the text, and I'm like, why would you show me this knowing that I want to coach college football and camp is 3 or 4 days away? Like, what are you doing? So I was like, send him my stuff. So he sent my stuff. Coach Ware called me, and we talked for about an hour. And then he called me back the next day, offered me the job. So I got offered the job on a Friday. I accepted the job on a Monday. I left the Friday. After the Monday, I accepted the job, and I got here that Sunday. Started work on that Monday. So wow. It was a quick turnaround, and but you know, just for the opportunity, you know, got the opportunity, and you know, definitely enjoying it. So.
That's awesome. Hey, real quick, I just want to shout out some of our guys on the chat line. We got Mark Croy out of Lockport, California. The QB School, who's our sponsor out of San Diego. Yeah. We got Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football. Yes, sir. That's some Illinois football right there. We got Coach Gardner. Look like Coach Gardner called you. Said Coach Watkins, you say you about 12 years old right now. Right. Then we got a couple other guys checking in. Coach Allball says MJ for sure. He's a Michael Jackson fan, and then Coach Croy goes for Prince. I think anybody that believes Prince over Michael Jackson, you just ain't listen to enough Michael Jackson. That's all. That's my thought on it.
It's on those same lines, right? MJ's like Jordan, right? And then you got Chris Brown is like Kobe. It's just
all right. That's funny, Coach. You said that. They
learned from one of the GOATs and got better. That's all it was. Right. They got better. Kobe,
that's funny.
Jordan. That's why.
That's funny you asked me that, Coach. That's funny you asked me that, because that's my next question for Coach Butler.
There you go.
MJ or LeBron?
Oh, MJ or LeBron? Come on, really?
Well, I know it's not a question. If you're asking me personally, it's not a question. But you know it's out there though. You know folks are debating this. You don't know why.
Who's saying LeBron James?
MJ, hands down.
Hands down, no question.
Hands down, no question.
But you know what young boy finna say. You know what Coach finna say.
Played in straight finals.
LeBron is a baller. I'm not taking anything. LeBron is the best basketball player on the planet right now in the NBA right now. Not taking that away from him. MJ is the guy.
The GOAT, the all-time GOAT.
And what makes him the GOAT? Because of his sneakers?
No. What makes we're not talking if we're not talking about off the if we're talking off the court, if we're adding off the court stuff, I mean, LeBron has done. I mean, he's done a lot.
Right, he's done more. He's done more.
That's hands down. I mean, I tip my hat to LeBron with everything he's doing off the court. I mean, he's definitely showing guys, you know, what it's like to take your platform and use it to raise up the next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And using it for something that's good rather than just for their own self. Now we're talking about basketball. I think the thing that separates Jordan and LeBron, and I'm you know, little antsy answering this question, but the thing that separates them is Jordan never deferred to anyone. Like it was always like LeBron's gonna make the basketball play. Like he's gonna do what's best for the basketball team. Jordan's like, I'm gonna get it done no matter what, if it's
right.
me or not. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron's gonna make the best basketball play for the team. Jordan's gonna take it no matter what.
So Jordan didn't pass the ball to Steve Kerr?
He did.
He did, but not as often as LeBron passed the ball. Not as often. With that being said,
just for the record.
no. Hey, Coach Watkins, here's how us old guys win these arguments. We just cut y'all off and stop y'all from talking. Hey, so Coach Butler, you said a little bit about your journey.
Mm-hmm.
How did it start? Where'd you start your coaching journey?
I started coaching at El Cajon Valley High School in El Cajon, California. So my old high school basketball coach, Mike Sterner, he was a VP at the high school there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking for a campus supervisor and a football coach. And you know, I definitely wanted to start coaching, and so I had an in there. So that's where I started coaching. I was a JV defensive coordinator and a varsity linebackers coach. So
nice. Got to get a start somewhere, huh?
That's a great journey, right? To see where you started and see where you are now.
Man,
But before we dive more into that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's Black History Month, so it's
Yes,
only
sir.
right we have a trivia here. See how
Yes,
much
sir.
Coach Butler was taught growing up.
All right, let's check it out.
Now I asked you earlier, is it school Black history or is it woke Black history?
That's funny. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit of both.
Oh,
all right?
Lord.
It's going to be a little bit of both. Let's see what we got here. All right. Browser. All right, here we go. I'm asking both of y'all these questions. Here's what we'll do. The winner gets to be my co-host tomorrow. All right.
Coach Butler, be ready.
First question. Which of these was not invented by a black inventor? The air conditioner, the dishwasher, or the biscuit cutter?
Biscuit cutter.
Okay, that's Coach Butler. What you say, Coach Watkins? Watkins,
Oh, he look
You
like
said-
that man searching online.
Biscuit
right,
cutter.
he searched biscuit cutter. Okay, both of y'all say biscuit cutter. And wait, I didn't say this, but there's no searching online, man. Come on. All right, here's your answer. It was the dishwasher.
No.
Yes, it was the dishwasher. Frederick M. Jones invented the
Biscuit cutter.
air conditioner, and Alexander Ashbourne invented the biscuit cutter.
I ain't never seen a biscuit.
Coach Butler was too convinced. He sold me on that.
Listen. Dishwasher, biscuit cutter. I wouldn't think it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it either. All right, here we go. Next question. Born in Texas. Born in Texas in 1892, Betsy Coleman was who? The first licensed African-American female pilot, the inventor of the hairbrush, or the founder of Motown Records?
The first one. The first one. No. The first one. First female pilot.
All right. Butler, you're saying hairbrush?
I don't like that answer, but yeah, I'm gonna go with it.
All right, let's see. First African American pilot.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Not too bad there, Coach.
That's a
It
woke
says she set her sights on France in order to reach her dreams and begin studying French. In 1920, Coleman crossed the ocean with all of her savings and financial support of Robert Abbott, one of the first African-American millionaires. Over the next 7 months, she learned to fly, and in June of 1921, she was awarded her international pilot's license. Pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. You know what's funny, guys, is oftentimes, I know me personally, here's a bit of history that is huge to our community, and I got to be honest, I didn't know this,
Yep.
right? And so I wonder, Coach said, is it school Black history or woke Black history, which is, I believe, the issue, right? Like, these are things that we need to know. Anyway, on to the next one. All right, interracial marriage in the U.S. was banned in 1664 and not overturned until 1947, 1957, or 1967.
67.
67, that's what you think? What you think, Coach Watkins?
57.
57. All right, let's see. It was 1967.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh man, Jim Crow. They still in Jim Crow in the 60s.
So it's only been, wow, think about that. That's what?
Yeah.
60
40, yep, 60 some years.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
Man.
All right, next question. In 2019, Bowie State led all HBCUs with a 10-0 record.
Eddie Robinson.
Is Bowie State. All right, but where is he? Where is it?
He's in, what do you mean?
Louisiana.
The question is, where is Boise State?
Oh, Boise State, that's in, Boise State, what's the options?
It's not
What's the
Boise
options?
State. It's Bowie.
Bowie. What's the options?
Yeah,
It
what's the options?
is
I know.
Washington, D.C.,
Yeah,
Bowie,
Maryland.
Alabama,
Maryland.
Bowie, Maryland,
It's in
or
Maryland.
Atlanta, Georgia.
It's in Maryland.
All right, let's see.
Sorry, say, man, my internet's cutting out. I gotta pay the bill. What's the
Yeah,
options?
it's too late, Coach. It's in Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Black and
yeah,
gold.
Yep.
Hey.
It says founded in 1865, Bowie State is Maryland's oldest historically Black university and one of the 10 oldest in the country.
Oh wow.
I got a question for you, Coach T.
Oh, what's up?
What college did our VP go to?
What college did our VP go to? Oh, well, all right. I don't know exactly what college she went to, but I know where our VP grew up at. Do you know where our
Butler, help him out, Coach Butler.
I know where she grew up at. Yeah.
Where did she grow up?
She went to Howard University.
Okay, well, I know she grew up in Urbana, Illinois. I know that. Yeah, see, you know that little fact right there.
California.
Oakland. I was gonna say Oakland, California.
Oakland.
Yeah.
All right, next question. All right, I think that was our last one on that list there, fellas. I love it. You know, here's the best part of being able to do that. Again, like I said, it's some history that we don't know, and I love to be able to share some of that with some of the other folks that are on this chat with us. So I appreciate you guys.
Did the guys in the chat get anything right? I know they did better than we did.
I think Coach Ma from the black teacher got one or two right. That's about it.
Gotcha. Well, Coach Butler, just talk a little football real quick. I know we got about, I think, 5 minutes left. Tell us about how's it been? Because you went from a D coordinator to a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
How was that experience? I know I think previously you said that you did both, and now this year you're just going to sit back. Talk to me about that whole experience.
Yeah, no, I sat back last year, and then this year I'm doing both. And so I think, the transition from defensive coordinator to head coach, obviously there's a different mentality that goes along with that, because now you're going from thinking just about your side of the ball to now you have to think about the entire program, right? Whereas, as the coordinator, I'm only worried about, what happens within the defense, right? I'm only worried about recruiting the guys that I got to recruit, right? Now as the head coach, I have to kind of separate myself and, not separate myself, but now I'm siloed over everything and not just, one side of the ball or the other. So I have an interest in that. And so for me, I did that my first year. Last year was where I kind of stepped away, and I just did the special teams and kind of managed everything. At our level, right, we change coaches like there's nobody's business. So for us, what I decided to do this year is now I'm on the defensive side of the ball. Our offensive coordinator, Anthony Franz, he's on the offensive side. And so that's going to kind of keep everything the same, for the guys coming in and the guys who have been here, rather than, once a coordinator changes or somebody leaves, right, having to refill that position, and then you got to change stuff or teach somebody something new. Now it's something where everything can stay consistent for our guys. So I think it's worked pretty well. I think you got to have guys that you can trust if you're going to be on one side of the ball, right, as the head coach, because I don't do too much meddling on the offensive side. Like I'll talk to our offensive coordinator, about what we're doing or things that I see, but it's his show to run on the offense, and we don't have any issues there. But I've worked with him for 4 years, so I know him and I trust him, and he does a really good job. So I don't got to worry about trying to be on the offense side, be in the defense, figure out the special teams and things like that. I'm able to focus on the mission and the vision as a whole, and then work on the defensive side and get done what I got to get done over there.
That's what's up. So, Coach, let me before it's getting wrap up time here pretty quickly. I want to shout out a couple of guys in the chat room. We had a few others that just showed up. Jeffrey Rogers. Doesn't say where Coach is out of, but we're pleased to have him on here with us. Also got Coach LeConte Nix. Coach is actually my offensive coordinator, so it's real awesome to have him hanging out with us as well. We got probably, and I'm going to say, the second best coach in the Allball family, right after Pops Allball. Miss Rebecca Allball has joined us. And Coach Ben Johnson is here as well.
Ben Johnson, my guy.
Right. Coach Johnson is out of Evansville, Indiana, and Coach Rogers is out of Minneapolis. And it's great to have these guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we wrap up, I want to shout out our sponsors one more time, and then we'll wrap up and have a little bit of finished talk here. Our sponsors for this month is the QB School. Download a free guide to learn how the pros watch film, what they look for, and why it is the single most important skill any football player can learn at theqbschool.com. Look for them on YouTube at the QB School and on Twitter at _QB_school. Coach, as we wrap up here, I just want to, kind of ask, being a black man, a black head coach, how does that, how do you feel what is your responsibility right now as we're in this cultural powder keg? What is your responsibility, or do you have any responsibility as a black head football coach?
Yeah, my responsibility, I feel, one is to educate our entire team on the things that are going on. I think with how the country is and how, I think people are raised nowadays, is to stay away from tough questions or tough conversations. And I think one thing that, we talk to our guys about is having those tough conversations and, learning about people. Because when you learn about people or, about their background, right, you can kind of sympathize or empathize with them, as opposed to, just going off of the judgments that you have or things that you've seen without even getting to know that person. We were created for relationships, right? God created each and every one of us for relationships, and the biggest way to put us against each other is to fracture that relationship in some way, shape, or form. And so I think that for me, my job right now is one to kind of educate the masses or the people that we come into contact with, just about the things that are going on. Not even obviously you have the George Floyd this summer, and then there was one that was 30 minutes away from us later on. I think it was like in August or something like that, and we had conversations with our team. I had and it wasn't just one side, right? I had a police officer come in and talk to us as well, and so just having those tough conversations that we sometimes want to sweep under the rug because they're hard, right? And I think that manning up and having those conversations about the things that things aren't right, people aren't being treated right, or things need to change, and having those conversations, I think is a big thing that for me as an African American head coach, as a Black head coach, is to not be silent anymore on those issues, just because you don't want to come across as the angry Black man, or you don't want to come across as trying to be forceful or things like that. But it's having those tough conversations, even when people might not feel that they're wrong, and just addressing the issues and letting them know. Because sometimes we think, and I'm talking about as people, because you might feel some type of way about something that I don't, that you're wrong, you have the problem and not me.
Right.
Where if there's some ways that you were raised or things like that, like your issues or the way I was raised might be different from the way you were raised. And so because I don't understand where you might be coming from, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right and you're wrong, or you're wrong and I'm right. But if we have, if we build on that relationship, or we have that understanding, then that's where we can come to a common knowledge of how people work. And I think that, because of some issues where people don't take the time to get to know people, or, have those tough conversations, or conversations period, right? They just go off of what the media shows them, or the media is saying and telling them. Then that's where, the friction or the division comes in, as opposed to, if I know a little bit about a person, and, just like as a coach, right? I had a player I got on at practice one day, and, he had a friend who just passed away. And he was visibly upset. He had some issues at practice, and he was mad and things like that. And I got on him because of something he did at practice. But that was one of the reasons why. And for us to be able to help in those situations, and I know this is a little bit far cry from the race talk, but if you have those conversations and those things, then you can approach things differently, as opposed to saying, well, this person's like this person's like that, and that's all it's ever going to be. So.
No, see, Coach, you said that, and I agree with you, but I agree. I believe that it goes even further, that you said it's not just about the race thing, right? Because it's all about relationships, right? It's all about, and this is just my opinion, it's all about the relationships you have with other people, and that's what's going to change this world, right? It's relationships, because because right now, before we got into this chat, I didn't know you, right? So your opinion on something wouldn't matter to me because I didn't know you.
Yep.
But once I get to know you, now I can value your opinion a little bit,
Yep.
So yeah,
Sure.
Good stuff.
And just to piggyback on that real quick, Coach Butler, I'm glad that we got you on with Coach T asked earlier about being an African American head coach. You see in a college, you saw it in the NFL. I think there were 7 or 8 openings, and I think only one minority coach got hired. What is something a Black coach or minority coach can do that can change the narrative? Is it interview? Is it network? Like, what are some things that have helped you get to where you at?
Oh man, I was in the right place at the right time, but I also think that the NFL is a totally different entity than college football, I think, because you have people who actually own the team and they invest their money in the team. So they're gonna have a lot of the say-so in who runs it. I think the biggest thing we talked about relationships is us building those relationships, with the higher ups. And I would even say that in college football is if you're aspiring to be a head coach is, building those relationships with those athletic directors, right? With the key decision makers to put you in position to hire you in those spots, because they're not going to hire someone that they don't know, and definitely not going to hire somebody who they can't trust. And so I think that building that relationship with the key stakeholders, that's what's going to be able to put you in that position to be in line for a head coaching position. So you're networking, but your network needs to be a little bit higher up, as opposed to we all have position coaches that we know, coordinators that we know. It's great to have those connections. I think the next thing is, right, obviously you want to have a head coach who you connect with and things like that, but then there's athletic directors and the administration, the ones who are really, really making the decisions. Those are the ones that you also need to get in front of, who need to know who you are, or you need to know them, so that you can put yourself in that spot, I believe.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that when you're able to do that, that allows more trust in you.
Yep.
Right, and that's pretty much what it's all about. Coach, before we wrap up, I've got one more question for you, and then we'll get out of here. I'm coming with the hard-hitting questions. Yep. Here's my hard-hitting question as we wrap up. Oreos, regular or double stuff?
I'm going regular.
Regular. Okay.
I'm going with the golden Oreos. I like the golden
Oreos. Okay. Now you done changed the whole game up.
Yep. I like the golden Oreos.
You gotta go double. Double's always better. Anytime I see double, give me that. No double.
Anything that says double, line me up for that.
No.
Well, fellas, I appreciate you guys. As we wrap up here again today, I just want to make sure you guys know it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys, getting to know you a little bit. I'm just getting to know Coach Watkins a little bit, so and we're going to spend the next couple of days here together hanging out, doing this show. So, Coach, if you're free tomorrow, come back and join us. Join the chat line, hang out a little bit. We'll be doing this for the rest of the month. This is Chief Pigskin's salute to Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
Coach Watkins is the GOAT, so that's the guy you need to know. So
he's the GOAT. Okay, I got you. Again, Coach, I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right, have a good one.
All right. Take care now.